Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Verve from JJ LaBarbera. Now, this is a neat tangle. It's one that I, for whatever reason, have shied away from. Similar to the Zentangle original tangle, Cena. Just something, I don't know, something about it. I was just like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this one. I've seen it many, many times, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just give it a go. And I like it. All right. So this one, actually, you know what? I'm going to do my little four corners and a border tangle. All right. Just to get me started on here, because otherwise I would go out to the edge, and that's sometimes nice, but sometimes it's nice to have the border. And so for those that don't know, I mean, there's a whole method behind Zentangle. It's more than just, you know, drawing really cool stuff. There's a lot to it, and this is one of them. So sometimes it's nice to just have something to get started and something to kind of frame it. And then you can do something extra with the frame if you want to. Up to you. All right. So this one starts off in the center or center-ish of wherever you are working. And it doesn't necessarily matter the shape. I believe on JJ's blog, it might be on Tangle Patterns also, talking about you know, it fits well in an orb. So if you've done your string and you end up with an orb shape, it fits nice. But she also mentioned it fits into any shape. So I'm going to do this in like I said, this is my bijou tile, and you know, we're just going to do it all within this border here. Okay, so once you have your orb in the center, we're going to draw. And we're going to utilize the takeoff and land concept for this beginning one. So I'm going to trace around the orb very carefully. And we're kind of like going to do a 9. So I'm coming off of the side and, you know, so kind of, yeah, thinking like a 9. Could have gone all the way around. Then it would have been more like a 9. But, you know, so coming around and then finding a place to come off of the orb. And then you can add a little curve in however you want. Okay. Now, could do a 6 going, you know, the opposite direction if you want, because we're going to essentially have 2 lines to start us off. But if you turn your tile, and then you can kind of do a rinse and repeat concept, right? So kind of tracing around a little bit and, you know, adding a line. So I can look at it as 2 9s, or like I said, if you want to draw it up, it's a 6. Next step, and it's kind of next step and subsequent steps are the same. So picking, you know, one or the other to start. So, and I'm just going to start from where I'm at. We're going to aura this line right here, but we're going to start on this, on this straight line that we have first created. So coming off of these first 2 lines. So starting here and doing the aura of the orb and the line that came down. All right. And then I'm going to turn it. And again, you don't have to turn your tile if you don't want to. I like to do it sometimes just to be comfortable. And sometimes I like to draw this way. And then there's sometimes where I like to draw, you know, going up. So either way works. Whatever works best for you. And then alternating them, coming off of that same. So we're gonna kind of be traveling down this line, and this one, you know, so flipping it, doing the same thing, coming off of that line. Now, as I kind of just did, not necessarily on purpose, but you can slightly shape how your thing, you know, how your pattern is going, so that way it's not just always the same. You know, if you end up coming out a little bit more or going in a little bit more, add a little flare here and there, however you want to. But we're essentially auraing. And we continue. And like I said, I'm flipping because I find for myself, like I said, some strokes I like to do going down and some are okay going up. But as I was playing with this, I was like, you know what? This is just, and maybe it's just today. This is how I feel comfortable, and I'm sticking to it. Because that is what we want to do. And, and if you ended up, as you play with this, you could, if you threw in an extra little curve or something, I will, in the description section below, besides my step out, I will put a link to, I'll put them, I wanted to put a link into JJ's blog specifically, but the last time, I think it was yesterday's post, or yesterday's video, I tried to add a direct link. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It did allow me on here. So I'll do that on here. It was when I was trying to add it on my Facebook group. It wouldn't allow me to add the blog spot, because I think that's the, whoa, that went a little bit in. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is, because I've kind of gone, I've come to my borderline, and because I want to, I'm going to essentially kind of draw behind it. So I'm taking a little break, and actually I'm not going to completely flip my tiles. I'm just going to, we'll see how it goes. Well, I don't know. I think I'll continue to flip it. Yeah, just because. Like I said, sometimes it's a matter of consistency with the stroke and how it looks, and that's kind of where my brain is at the moment. And like I said, you can make some little slight changes here and there, and because we're just continuing to aura, you can kind of have an interesting effect. I didn't do too much of that, although. Yeah, something like here, I kind of ended up with a bit of a wave, and then I, not on purpose, ended up kind of making up for it later, and then it kind of ends up just kind of evening out. But it's one that you can definitely have fun with, and actually at this point, I don't have to keep flip-flopping. I can just continue like so. If it was more of the full line, what I like to do, just like with Hollowbow, is having that continuous line going. It just, to me, it helps with the continuity of it. But there we go. And then you could do whatever you want in the middle. I know in my step out, because this is what she had a little spiral, on the inside. You could just color it in solid if you want, or just leave it open if you want. Of course, that's up to you. Now, for some shading, what's fun with this one is there's really kind of just two places to shade. If you ended up with like a really cool curve that maybe had a bit of an angle to it, where it feels like it warrants, could shade that, and that could look really, really cool. That would be a place to add some shading. But here, I'm just putting where these initial lines, right, where it kind of came out from this at these little end points. So I just added some graphite there, and I'm just going to smudge it out a little bit. And you see how that adds a curve, so like as if it's going underneath. Makes it look like a wave. And then this one, same idea. And it just gives it a really, really neat look like that. But anyway, yeah, so in the description section, I will put, again, my step out and links to JJ's blog, because she has some neat examples on there. So just, again, for your inspiration, so you can see some other things with this. And if you like the video, would love to have a thumbs up or a like. Feel free to share as well. And if you like the video enough to see more and you're not subscribed already, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel. And if you do, make sure to hit the notification bell right next to it, so that way you can decide how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. Also in the description section are ways to connect with me. I have a number of class offerings. Some are free, some are not. I also have a Tangle Addicts Club, which I started, and you can find information for that on the website. And I would love to have you join us at any of the sessions that I'm doing. We have a lot of fun, as well as we have a nice Facebook group community going. Again, links to all of that are below and on my website. So with that, I wish you happy tangling.